Hello guys, welcome back to the Spicy Sweet Design channel. And this content's for adult collectors. If you're under the age of 18, get the heck out of here. Alright, let's start. This is going to be a review on the Bandai Tamashii Nations of Robot Spirits or Robot Tamashii version anime. This one here is the Zaku 2 F2 version anime from Stardust Memory. The F2 is basically a slightly upgraded version of the classic Zaku 2. Better armor. Well, I would say slightly better armor. This thing still gets one-shotted by Gundams. And maybe slightly better performance. I heard the reactor, it's a little bit more optimized. So, yeah, and it's got some extra thrusters here and there. A little bit more stuff. Yeah, it's just a classic Zaku 2. This version actually looks really cool. This is actually my... I wouldn't say my favorite, but one of my, the ones, like, I like the look of the F2, but my favorite Zaku is still the Axe Zaku. Yeah, the Axe Zaku is my favorite version, and that's like an MSV thing, like, canon, not canon, whatever you want to call it. The Axe Zaku is cool because he can use beam weapons. So, yeah, and then I really like those, what's that, the bigger He-Hawks that they have. So yeah, but I like the F2, one of my favorites. I mean, I like all the Zakus, so obviously, I'm a Zeon guy. So anyway, this one's 277 from the line, and this one is obviously all the Robot Spirit figure were made in China. So yeah, the action figures assembled in China. That's just how Tamashii Nation is. All the SH figure arts, even the metal builds. And go ahead and take a look at the box real quick. Believe it or not, when this one was announced, if you pre-ordered it, you can probably get this figure for around like $39.99, around 40 bucks. But nowadays, if you're looking online, this one, you're probably going to be paying around $80 for this figure. It has double. Because I think a lot of the Robot Spirits figure are just like produced in limited quantity nowadays. It's not super popular. That's why they're not overly produced. Tamashii Nation is putting all the plastics into the Dragon Ball line. So yeah, the Dragon Ball stuff is gonna be like the most mass-produced stuff from Tamashii Nation. So that's I think they're putting taking all the plastic and using it on that. While the the Gundam stuff take a back seat. Of course, obviously ages 15 plus. You got the bluefin stickers, and right here we have more pictures. It's compatible. I mean, the effect parts are compatible within the line. The version anime line is like its own unique line within the Robot Spirit line. It's a line within the line. So most of the version anime stuff is compatible with the version anime. Yeah, I know, it's weird, right? And now we have the evolution spec. We have version anime, we have evolution spec, and I think we have something else, the Evangelion thing. It's its own line too. So, yeah. Basically, whatever they do, like a different genre, it's like its own line within the line. Like for example, the Pacific Rim, they're a line within the Robot Spirit line, and that was okay actually. But anyway. There's the box. I said, original retails around $39.99, around 40 bucks. Now expect to pay like upward to $85 for this. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the. If you guys saw my unboxing video, I talk about my complaints about this line having nut marks and stuff like that. Yeah, it persists. The problem persists. You still have nut marks here. Although on the body here, it's not too bad. The nut marks are like reserved to the thrusters on the back, which you can really see. So, I guess they're stepping up the game. All right, so in the tray here, obviously we got this bazooka that has like the nut marks. If you saw my previous video, the old man and new toys video, you hear me complaining about this thing. This right here is really bad. Basically, they gouged the plastic here. They fucked it up. So, yeah, I mean it's the same bazooka as the the regular Zaku 2. So this one's exactly the same. The machine gun is different. This one is the Zaku 2 F2 type machine gun. I know a lot of people probably be interested in just building the Gunpla. The Gunpla is actually pretty good, but now that I touched the the Robot Spirits version, the figure, I'm not going to back to Gunpla. This thing is so, yeah. This thing just puts the Gunpla to shame. Even the Master Grade, well, maybe not the Master Grade, but like for 1/44 scale in this scale, this is definitely the definitive Zaku 2 to go with in this 1/44 scale. This is definitely the best. Unless somehow they come up with like metal robot spirits. I don't think so. I don't think this thing is popular enough to merit metal robot spirits. But who knows? All right, so we have the bazooka. We got the machine gun here. The machine gun is pretty cool. We got the anti-air ammunition right here in this smaller magazine. So he can do that. This is just to shoot like, aerial targets. Yeah, right there, like that. Then we have two of these magazines. And nut marks, nasty. All right, and then for this thing, well, the sights you can articulate. This time is painted silver. We have the handle right here, which is pretty cool. You can put in the effect part right here at the tip of this Zaku machine gun. You already saw the effect part right here. The thruster, you can also put it up here. It's compatible with all the other accessories, effect parts from the previous releases. We have this clip right here. This is meant for the bazooka. So you can do that. You can stick that here. And then attach the bazooka right here. Like that. There we go. You can also put the thruster effect part here and here. And then you also have hard points for, explosions, effect parts and stuff like that. All right, so I don't like to attach the bazooka onto the Zaku. It's just like my thing. I don't really care for these ports so much. Just having one weapon on it is cool. Yeah, maybe if I have two of them, have one holding the bazooka and one holding the machine gun and stuff like that. All right, so you also have options. You can turn this guy into the commander type with the commander headpiece. And you also get the, I think all the Robot Sphere version anime come with the spare antenna in case if you break it. So that's cool. So let's go ahead and pop this piece off right there. You can adjust the mono eye via the switch. So yeah, but the thing with the mono eye is a lot of people like me who are like OCD about this kind of stuff, always dead center or close to the center. All right, let's make him a commander type. Okay, of course, the typical version anime stuff. We got the hand tree where you can hold the hands and stuff like that. These things, this time is unique. So basically, if you saw my previous video, I talk about now these things as hand covers. So it's exclusive to the figure itself. Before, they share basically the Gundam and the Zaku have the same hand without the cover. They're basically, you can interchange them between the Gundam and the Zaku, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, there we go. They make that difference. We also have the He-Hawk. This is a new type He-Hawk. It's kind of similar to the previous release, which is the Zaku 2 Kai or the Zaku 2 Custom. This time they added this tip right here. And then the attachment situation is a little bit different than the previous two releases. Now, unlike the standard Zaku, I think it's the other way around. This time it's like this. So yeah, that's interesting. And you also have, this is the undeploy version. And then now we have the deploy version. Very beautiful. Again, with the spike on the bottom. I would say this is probably my favorite He-Hawk. Oh, actually, no. My second favorite He-Hawk. like I said, the Zaku is my favorite. Those He-Hawk, those super robust, super cool He-Hawk are the best. All right, did I miss anything? Well, you also have another clip here for the back skirt right there. Let's go ahead and take these or move these. So this thing flips up like that. You plug this in and then you can connect the bazooka onto the back like so. So like here, something like that. I mean, obviously I don't really care for this thing so much, so I'm probably never gonna use it. So there you go. I don't really care about the bazooka either, to be honest with you. All right. So yeah, obviously this guy is on the action base, a Gunpla action base, but it's definitely recommended that you use a Tamashii Nation base instead, a Tamashii stage, because while the Gunpla one doesn't damage this thing, it won't let you use its maximum potential because the Tamashii stage has the side-to-side pivot. This thing does not have a side-to-side pivot. So yeah, those things can allow you to pivot side-to-side, you know, better posability, and it's clear. The Gunpla base is just made for Gunpla. But the reason I'm using it is because I'm super cheap. There's basically zero budget here. Negative budget. So, all right. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the articulation. I mean, the articulation itself is pretty much the same as the other Zakus. It's built around that original Zaku design. However, they made some changes. So it actually, in some area, it's like going backwards. All right, so let's start with the feet right here. Gone is the toe hinge, but these are bigger feet. These feet kind of remind me of the Zaku 2 Custom or the Zaku 2 Kai. So there we go. So instead of the toe hinge, it just have this hinge right here, like that. You have articulation point right there. I think these feet are probably exactly the same as the Zaku 2 Custom. So yeah, that this part is not as well articulated. It's still double jointed knees. The power cable doesn't get in the way, so that's cool. But hey, the Gunpla can do that too, right? You have the front skirt that can go up. You have the side skirts that can kind of articulate, but not too much. It's just I think it's like a hinge, but it's hindered by the power cable. I mean, all Zakus are like that, even the model kits are. You have the classic Robot Spirit version A.N.I.M.E hinge that allows it to kick forward. You can sit down if you engage it completely forward like that. That also improves the articulation quite a bit, for certain poses like that. Don't expect to put this guy in like super dynamic poses because there's a lot of things that hinders the articulation, like these skirts, and the back skirt is completely fixed. So yeah. All right. Let's see, waist articulation. Yeah, you pull it up a little bit, and then you get the a little bit more articulation right there. But don't expect this thing to rotate around because the reason for that is the power cables. I mean, that's any Zaku's gonna have this issue. You're not gonna be able to rotate the waist around 360 degrees because of this shit. So, all right, let's go ahead and close this flap right there. You do have, you can kind of do an up crunch, but not much. Again, power cables. So we have the shoulder articulation. You can pull this out. Hinge the shoulder forward. I really like this design right here for the shoulder, so that's pretty cool. It's something that we have seen before, yeah. Even though this is like a new design, slightly new design, this is something I have seen before. So, all right, again, the shoulder pauldron, like unlike the Gunpla, you can't actually pull this thing up. I think it's just stuck right there via ball peg, so unfortunately this arm just can only go that far. Alright, but one cool thing about this design right here is you got a bicep swivel. You have this side-to-side movement, which I was very impressed about in that previous video. So this is actually pretty cool because when you put it like this in this pose, on the Gunpla, if you put it in this pose, the only thing you can do is just rotate it inward like that. But on the Robot Spirits figure now, you can move it back and forward. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, you're not going to be able to bend it, but at least you can go back and rock it back and forth, right? Ideally, you want to put it like this, so you can, you can activate that double jointed elbow. It's just more than 90 degrees. This is pretty cool, but right here you can see the hole in there. It's kind of meh. All right, another big problem with the Robot Spirits version anime line is these hand pegs. Now, I think they actually redesigned this thing, so makes it. They try to make it better, but I feel like it's kind of like going in a weird direction now. No pun intended. This whole time it's got the wrist hinge right there. It's got a ball joint that goes in here, and then the ball joint that goes into the hand. A lot of people, when they're pulling out this hand, they somehow pull out the whole entire joint, and that's very problematic. So you want to be very careful when you're doing that. For example, like me, that's fine, but I don't know. I see a lot of people pulling the whole thing out. So you want to work this thing in there slowly, very carefully like that to reconnect it. So if you follow these instructions, you're careful, you're not going to break your figures. I have broken many of these hand pegs. Not any of the version anime figures, but just like the older Robot Spirits figures. So they do have a lot of issues. All right. Let's see. We have Hinge right here for the shoulder armor. Again, this can be done even on the Gunpla, and then you have the ball joint right there. So yeah, I was bragging a lot about that HGUC Char Zaku 2, saying that it's so awesome. Can't even compare to this guy. This is so much better. Like I said, I totally regret selling my Zaku collection. That was just stupid. Trying to get into the 3D printing business, and then trying to get into the retail business. All right, so anyway, we have another hinge right here. This is actually new. So the head can actually go up like that. And then, like I said, with the Robot Spirits figure, you actually can articulate the neck hinge like that. So it can kind of look up like it's flying toward you. So that's actually pretty cool. Just like the regular Zaku's, you got the butterfly right here for the chest. So that allows you to... yeah, I don't think this guy can cross his arms. Almost cross his arm, maybe. Yeah, so essentially, the articulation is pretty much like the regular Zaku releases, except with like some minor changes here and there. It's not really gonna help. The changes definitely hinders the articulation. But hey, it looks cool. You can put it in your classic Zaku poses. Everything that Zaku's capable of doing, I think is capable of doing as a figure. So yeah, no real complaints. Maybe the price point, and unfortunately, the price point is just because these are limited production figures. So yeah, once they're gone, they're gone. Like if you want it, you pay the price. So there you go. Should have bought them when they first came out. So yeah, there we go. This is the review for the Robot Spirits Zaku 2 F2 version anime. All right, let's see what else is there to talk about. Well, size comparison, right? Compared to this Evolution spec Gundam F91, totally off scale. Ideally, the F91 is supposed to be like this high. Yeah. That's how it is in the universe. They're downscale Gundams, but freaking this thing, it's like they just like Bandai just decided, hey, you know what, we're gonna upscale it, and we don't care if it doesn't scale with anything. This thing doesn't scale with the Master Grade. It doesn't scale 144. It's on its own scale with the crossbow. So I guess he has a new best friend, the Evolution spec crossbow. All right. Yeah, if you saw my previous video where I complained about the Jinxes, the Robot Spirit Jinxes at my local hobby shop, the color on the plastic starting to change after 4 years of sitting like on the shelf. not being touched or anything. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I think there's some issues with the with these ABS plastic degrading or some shit like that. So yeah, I'm you know, hopefully in 5 years, if I still have this figure, it won't like turn like freaking purple or something like that on me. But I don't know. I can't. There's really nothing I can do about it. It's just something that we'll have to wait and see. I don't think I'm gonna have this guy in 5 years. It's probably gonna be like sold or resold again on eBay many times between sellers or collectors. But yeah, the F91, the plastic, that PVC plastic, I think it's gonna last a lot longer than these ABS ones. So honestly, you can't go wrong with this guy, especially if you're getting it for around like if you bought it originally, you got a really good deal. Even if $80, yeah, I say go for it. This one, like, there was no MSIA figure of the F2, and there was no previous release in the Robot Spirits line. The only one you can get right now is this guy, which is a definitive version of the F2 144 scale. The GFF MC, no, not the GFF, just a regular Gundam fixed figuration, which, yeah, that one, you're not going to have any articulation. It looks cool, though. And then the model kit, the Gunpla, which is that's actually pretty cool too, and it's pretty cheap. So either way, I think if you want something that you can actually play with a lot more, I definitely recommend this guy. Pick it up, pay $80 for it, whatever. All right, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you find the review helpful. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing more of these content because a lot of kids are watching these Gunpla videos nowadays. Maybe not the Robot Damashi stuff because they don't know what the hell it is or they don't care paying like $80 for a figure. Or I think they just want something to build. Like they like this thing, the figures don't... there's nothing to build here, so they're not really interested. So anyway, I'm hoping that's the case. I can't guarantee anything. If the kids start coming, I'm going to have to stop doing these type of content. Thanks for watching.